Hey. Hey, everyone. Just getting set up here. Give me just a second. Hey, everyone. So I haven't heard back from our guest as of yet, so we're going to get started. And as soon as she gets in, then we'll be able to get into the conversation. Hey, Mike, thank you. Thank you, Janai. Appreciate you. Thank you. Mike, appreciate you. Thank you so much. I don't know why the comments are doing that. Yes, I actually did get my hair retwisted, so it's all like, whoo. It's tight. It is really tight. Hey, Lewis. Thank you, Janai, for all the love. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kayla. I think you meant, is this the hometown one? I think this is the hometown one. I'm pretty sure. Of course you don't know. Of course you don't know the rest of the words, but that's okay. That is okay. Previously on, oh, she's texting. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. She'll get on when she figures it out. But this week's episode, we talked about the importance of knowing your role, especially when it comes to corporate. The guest this week was Shashala Lamond, it's like lemon with a D on the end. And we talked about a whole host of things: puddle jumping for pennies, leaving one job in hopes of getting a little bit more pay and a bump in pay instead of staying at another job and actually earning it like through work and moving up the ranks and all that kind of stuff. It's sometimes okay to move laterally, but typically when you leave work, it's like we leave one job to go to the next, you're pretty much puddle jumping for pennies. And we talked about something else. I can't remember what it was. Pretty much being resourceful, knowing who your connections are. So our first question of the night is, do you have a plug? Do you have connections with people? So if you want a job, if you're looking for shoes, if you want the hookup for food, getting stuff on the low, because that's what we're pretty much good at. Do you have a plug that you typically use? And if so, what do you use your plug for? Thank you, Kayla. I'm doing something, a little something. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate you. Yes. I think I sent you pictures. Yes. Hey, Drake. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Of course, Rachel, if y'all don't follow Denny Girls, Rachel stays with the latest and greatest of whatever shoe it is. And I think she just has like this huge, really cool collection of different shoes. And so I think that's really cool. So yes, of course. I think at one point I was almost a shoe plug because I worked at Champs, but I stopped telling people that I worked there because I got too many calls. So do you all have a plug for any aspect of life? It could be for podcasting plug, equipment plug, especially if you know somebody who works at Best Buy. That was always the best plug to me. If I knew somebody who worked at Best Buy and they could get things discounted or wholesale, I was in there. Like whatever tech stuff. I I don't have a plug. You need to socialize. You need to socialize. That makes me kind of sad, but it makes sense because I don't feel like you socialize a lot to know people that would have that. Yeah, no. Janae says, but yes, I have and use all. I believe it because Janae is not paying full price for anything. Hotels, flights, car transports, and of course, military discount at Burger King. Yes, I wholly agree that this is absolutely describes you, and I always try to make sure that whatever plug I use, I'm just like, hey, I'll get you on the back end. Like I'm always looking for a plug. I'm poor at. I don't want y'all to believe anything that he says. Mike has a whole podcast to himself and a podcast that he's on with his brother. So being poor at talking is not even an accurate. No, that's not an accurate assessment at all. You know what? Even though I'm not military, just asking if they have a military discount, typically they give it to me without asking to see the military ID. So yes, military discount, appreciate it. Y'all, thank you all for your service so that you guys can get those good old discounts. I don't believe that you're poor at. I think that you're just saying that because you just want to say words. That's not accurate. That's not accurate. No. Hey, Honey Tea, thank you. I appreciate you. Any other plugs? My plugs typically, I just have somebody who knows how to get good discounts, especially when it comes to flights and hotels. I always hit her up, be like, hey, Jocelyn, I need you to go ahead and give me some on the discount side. I also try to have really good connections in when I'm job hunting. So I try to make sure that I have plugs when it comes to recruiters in different fields that I want to be in, even if they're not at the company that I want to be at, because they're in that field. They have connections to other people who could potentially be able to get me into that company. I don't really shop a lot for clothing or shoes. I'm trying to think what else that I would use a plug for. It's just work right now. I'm making connections, building clientele, collaborating with other business owners. I did have a plug when I did debate judging, and I needed to, like, because every weekend as a debate judge, you can make anywhere from like $150 to about $350 a weekend for judging, depending on if it's a high school or collegiate tournament. So I had a plug that would be able to like get my name on the roster so that I would be able to go down there and make some money judging. So that was good. I'm not even about to play this game with you, Mike. I'm not even about to play with you. So since you all have these plugs, how do you reciprocate and show an appreciation when you do get connections? So when we do get the discount on shoes, on hotels and flights and things like that, or even working, if somebody else was able to make that connection for you, put you in so they get you in at a higher level, how do you show appreciation, or do you reciprocate, whether it be paying it forward to somebody else or paying back the person who actually helped you? Because I typically trying to by saying please and thank you, I show my gratitude vocally, like, or verbally, but I try to maintain that person's integrity or character, especially if their character is very similar to mine. So I try to make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's. And if there's something that I'm able to help them with, I try to make sure that we exchange resources so that it's not a situation of or so that I'm paying it forward. So if they say, well, but I don't try to put myself in that I owe you thing or that get back thing. I don't like that. But if somebody's doing it genuinely, I try to make sure that I repay them with some kindness. Try to figure out what they like. Get them a little card and say, "Oh, appreciate you." Or if it's something like shoes, though, and they're just doing it because they can get shoes for cheap, then yeah, I don't really, Let's see. Rachel says, "Well, it depends on what. What does it depend on?" Hey, Jocelyn, thank you, appreciate it. What does it depend on, Rachel? Can't go look. Yeah, especially if you get them a gift card. Or even better, if they've had your cooking and they like your cooking, and you can just whip something up real quick. Absolutely, absolutely. Especially when it's something that they did just out of the kindness of their heart. They went on ahead and plugged you in and was like, "Oh, you get this for cheap," or you're able to get this added benefit. That's really cool. How else is it, or anyone else? That you repay or reciprocate in showing appreciation to the connections that you have. Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you. Y'all just make me feel so good. Oh, thank you. I don't know what it is. Y'all don't get the vocals yet. Just like you said, I don't really look to reciprocate something if it's shoes because most times they're already adding their own price on top of the retail price. Very true. If they're already getting something, no need to double dip. No need to tip on top of a tip. That is fine. Okay, y'all. This is who's supposed to be in here, and I promise you, I sent you the link via email. I sent it to your email address. I don't. As you pull together. Hold on. I'm just gonna put it in the chat. Are you on Facebook? Yes, you are on Facebook. Hence why I say they. Lenora, thank you. Appreciate you. You actually got in here and type something. Thank you. Appreciate you. Do something to take a weight off their shoulders. Oh, so like a service. Oh, that's nice. I'm sorry, I have a jacket behind me. I like, okay, an act of service. Okay. Yeah, that's good. And that way it won't be any too much weight on you. That's good. Tag my Cash App. I will put it in the chat. Like me kidnapping kids and then first of all, where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? I don't, first of all, okay, so what she's referring to is if I go visit my siblings and I haven't had, especially if I haven't had time with their kids by myself, I will tell them, okay, this is your date night, go do your thing on your date night, and I will keep the kids. And it's very spontaneous, very impromptu. And yeah, I keep the kids. They go off and have a good time, and then it's a good time. I don't understand where the hex comes from. That's not me at all. Oh, Rachel said she was. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate you looking out. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know, Kayla. I don't know what's going on with Janai. I don't know why. You don't have to have a Cash App to send me your love. Thank you, Lord. I thank you. I thank you so much. I don't think kidnap is the correct word. I mean, when you hand your children over to me, I'm not taking them anywhere. They do take naps sometimes after, a good time, you know what I mean? They take naps, but as far as them being taken from you, that's not, I think you should just appreciate how much we love them. There was another question. I'm looking for it now. Ooh, part of the conversation. Okay, so part of the conversation that we had was about our sisters. And Kayla, this is for you. Shashala said that she has a sister with a similar personality as Kayla, where she's really great, like Kayla. And shout out to everyone who is in Texas and going through it. I know some of y'all got power back. Some of y'all still don't have water. Since that was the case, Kayla told me early this week that she would not be able to post anything or do anything, and I legitimately panicked because this is not my forte. So Kayla is really great at the graphics, and I appreciate her so much for being amazing at the graphics. And I don't know how she does it. I promise you, I don't know how she does it, but I'm not that good. But part of what we talked about was being voluntold. If I am struggling with something in the arts and Kayla sees me struggling, she'll offer to help. But if I say, hey, Kayla, I need you to go ahead and take care of this thing for me, chances are it might not get done. So one of the questions that we had was, how do you handle being voluntold? So am I behind on the comments? Oh, I am behind. I'm sorry. I'm catching up on the comments. But how do you handle being voluntold when, even though you are great at it, you can do it, and like whether it be Janai with your singing, Kayla with your art, Lenora with your playing, Jocelyn with your cooking, if you are volunteered and somebody just told you that you were doing it, how do you handle that? What does that conversation look like? Let me get back to the comments. I like you just speak to the camera. Listen. It's rather lonely up here by myself. I'm gonna be honest. It's weird not listening. I don't even know why I have headphones on. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know why I have headphones on. I'm not listening to anybody talk, and it's weird. So all I have is the reactions in the comments. PayPal, Venmo, Pigeon, Tides. Okay. PayPal. What is my PayPal? PayPal is my email address. I don't have Venmo. You can send a carrier pigeon, but I don't think they'll make it through the Midwest. And the tithes go to the church. But I am doing the Lord's work out here. So yeah, I am. Another cheer for KK. Showing off your hair with that pose looks good. I'm this whole piece right here. Yeah, that whole we're gonna do something with that. Voluntold, it can't. Oh shit! I can't do it like Caleb, but I can't. I can't do this. I can't. If y'all haven't seen that reel, Kayla is on point. This is exactly how she acts. If she doesn't want to do something and somebody told her that she has to do it, it's like the same thing of when you know that the dishes need to be done. So you're about to go do the dishes. So say you're walking downstairs to go do the dishes, and on the way somebody comes up the stairs and tells you to do the dishes, and now because somebody told you, now you don't even want to do the dishes. You were on your way to go do them, but they just had to, and I don't even know what it is, but don't tell me to do something I'm already about to do. I was already going to do it. Leave me alone. I know the dishes need to be done. I'm on my way. Apple Pay. Oh, Apple Pay is my phone number. So if you have Apple Pay, yeah. It's also the same email address too, I think. I think it's the same email address. Yes, we are the church. The church as you are. You are the church. Without you are, you would have and that sounds like ashy feet in the middle of the night. You don't want to have that. So you want to be in the church. You are the church. That's what it is. Janai says, when I'm voluntold to do something, it's typically at work for my supervisor. I get it done so I don't have to worry about it. That's a little bit different. Wait, I'm sure, are you compensated for it, or is it like something within your job description? That'd be the question. If it's something not work related, it depends on what it is and who it's for. Ooh, Janai's picky. Ooh. So what parameters do you work within? Ooh. Now that I've realized that I'm wearing headphones, and I just can't stop thinking that I'm wearing headphones, and there's no sound. There's no sound. This is why I don't do podcasts on myself, because I'm literally just talking to me, and nothing, just nothing, just kicking it, hanging out. I'm picky on what I want to do, and it depends on the requested party. Yeah. Typically when my services are volunteered, my immediate response isn't necessarily who it's for, just no. If I end up doing it later, but right now, no, I can't commit to that. I know you're trying to volunteer me to do something, and I could be great at it, but no. I need time to look at my calendar to see if that's what I want to do. Compensation. That's what I was asking. Is it a part of your job description? If it is, okay, I don't think it's necessarily volunteering you. Like at Starbucks, when we had to clean windows and clean the mats, it wasn't that I was volunteered to do it. That was just the job that I had to pick that day. So that's what I was on. But yeah, I don't think that I've been volunteered to do anything outside of my job description. If it's within your job description, I don't think you're voluntold. I think you just do what's in your job description. Is that the same thing? I don't think that's the same thing. Voluntold is something extra. It's something extra that they're looking for volunteers, and since nobody volunteered, like for instance, you have a company potluck and nobody volunteered to bring drinks. They say, hey, you're the one bringing drinks. That's a voluntold situation. Take the so we can see you can see my hair without the headphones. I don't now it's just loud. Now I'm just loud. But yeah, you can see the hair without it. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So I typically just I tell them no initially just so that I can kind of because it turns into a power struggle for me because I don't want people dictating what my schedule is. So I typically just no, I can't add that to my list of to-dos right now. So I typically just step back and just all right, well, I'll let you know if I can add that to my pile of things to do. If it's on the priority list, I'll figure it out. If it's something that's gonna make me look good though, like if I take on a project at work, I can probably no, even then, no. No, no, I don't. Yeah. Now there's a difference. We get evaluated annually. It's up to us on how we perform in each category. I've been voluntold to host events, put together potlucks, be the POC for crap I know nothing about. I guess but it's in your job description. That's what I'm like as in your group because you are. For those who don't know, Janai is a recruiter for the Air Force, and is it in your job description to host events? Yes, no, no, yes. Rachel says, I asked him first, are you asking me or telling me? And with that, and I just thought about how you would say it in your way. Just, is that a question or a statement? What are you saying here? Yeah, I assume it to be a question until they tell me otherwise. I'm like, oh no, no, I'm not going to add that to my. Not gonna add it. It's fine. I don't need to do that. I thought Shashala was in the audience. I didn't texted her. Okay. Guess that. Okay. There's a such thing as additional duties and how we perform outside of our primary duties. But what I do is up to me, but my supervisor is the one who rates me. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a voluntold situation. I would agree. That's a voluntold. Yeah. It depends on the cause. I feel like if it will take too much of my personal time, nah, fam, this is not a task for me. I agree. Yeah, see, Rachel, I just know you so well. Well, unfortunately, I don't see Shashala in the audience. If anybody else would like to join, you are more than welcome to come up. I will put the link in the comment box, not the comment box, what is it called? In the chat. And you can come up and you can join and we can have a conversation. There'll be a reason for me to actually wear headphones. Kayla says, oh, Lord bless Kayla's heart. It will get done right the first time you wait. Okay. It will get done right the first time if you do it yourself. Don't ask me. What if their job is to delegate? What if their job is to delegate, and their version of doing it right is saying, "Hey, Kayla, I think this is the job for you. This is what you'll be good at, and we appreciate if you can go ahead and get this done." I just feel like that hashtag is out of control. I just want you to know. The line. Oh Lord, bless my siblings. Oh, I don't know what's going on with y'all sometimes. I'm just saying it's I feel like delegation is a role that people can play. Yeah, so but I did have a good time on this episode this week. What are you guys looking forward to? We're almost through February. For those of you who work, you're probably going to start doing if you haven't already, I just got a calendar invite for mine tomorrow, which are the annual reviews. And hold on, I'm trying to make sure I say it with the comments. Yes, know your end goal and accomplishment before asking for stuff. Listen, delegation is a thing, y'all. Like, understand that. Oh no, wait. I have a reason to wear headphones, guys. Listen. Drake is here. Welcome, sir.
Happy birthday, Leah. How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm well. You know, living life, doing wonderful. You know, being great. Hi, Janai.
Hey,
All just
happy birthday.
thank you. It was getting kind of lonely up here a little bit. I
can tell. Hey, Drake.
I felt a little cold. Felt a little cold.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. You said my name right.
He's practiced a lot.
I'm in practice.
Are you coming home from work, Drake?
Coming home from the gym.
The gyms are open?
Uh-huh. Some of them. So I just went in.
Oh, snap. Hold on. Shashala's here. She's made it, y'all. She's made it.
I made it, y'all. It took me forever.
It's cool.
That's all right. That's all right. You're here. Oh, everybody's jumping on. Hey, listen. Rachel said, coming home in a sweater.
Yeah. It's cold outside. What do you mean?
Why are you wearing a sweater? Like that looks like a old not is it a Coogee? Is that what it's called? What are the thick heavy sweaters called?
It's still 40 degrees where I'm at. I don't know where y'all at.
Yeah, but you wearing a woolly sweater after you just got out of the gym. Okay. If that makes sense to you, you know.
I'm trying to understand the disconnect after you wipe off, wash up, and I put the same thing I had on before. I'm gonna take it out.
That's, you know what, you be living your life. Okay. Hi, Shashala. Hi, TT.
Hi, everyone. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you, Lariah. Lenora wants to know, Honey T, what are you chewing on? Because you did get up here eating just like you ain't ate all day.
I just listen. It's been rough past couple of days. I just want to say I'm eating a nice hot meal.
You know, in the name of Jesus, thank you. Thank you. All right.
Okay, I need to go back to the comments.
Rachel said.
Oh my gosh.
That's exactly Rachel. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, that
But that's
absolutely
why I
looks like
rock
one
with.
of those sweaters.
That's why I rock with your pops. That's why
I
I'm
was
saying
like, that looks like,
a man with a lot of wisdom wears sweaters like this. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Lenora is happy to hear that you have gotten a hot meal, Tamara.
And I'm so excited. Y'all know why? Do y'all want to know why I'm so excited?
Why are you so excited?
Because the linemen just arrived with the engineers from Florida. Ooh, it ain't my neighborhood. Won't he do it?
I don't know if you're looking for a husband or if you're waiting for the power to come on, but
I cannot.
you know, I don't know.
Listen, I can get a 2-for-1. A 2-for-1 with this. 2-for-1.
Okay.
Benefits.
I'm leaving it alone. That's all I'm doing. I'm just leaving it alone. Yeah. So we're gonna talk to Shashala a little bit. Hey,
Well,
ma'am.
happy birthday again. I'm gonna let y'all get to it. I'll be listening.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna finish eating my. I'm gonna get off. Okay.
All right.
We don't let you do your live. Okay, I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
All right, so it's like a whole 40 minutes.
That's all right. That's okay. I'm waiting for my other sister, Rachel, was connecting. Okay, there she is. Okay. Maybe she's on. Maybe she's not. Maybe she's on. It's showing that she's on. No. There she is. Rachel, can you hear us? No? Yes? Yes, no? Nope. All right. Rachel, we'll get back to you. Okay. Hi, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
So this was this one of your since your podcast has come up, this is one of your first like interviews, right?
Yeah.
How was it?
You know what? It was actually really fun. I had a really good time.
That's good.
And just talking about, it was just very relaxing, which is something that is unlike anything that I've been doing over the past couple of weeks, because you got work.
Yes.
Within our industry, that's like 7 a.m. until whenever you're done.
I know, it's so early.
Right?
But tell the people a little bit about yourself. I don't know where that was going.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I am tired. Ready. All right. So my name is Tashala. I've been in the financial industry for over 20 years. In between time, what I've done is I've mentored mid-level to junior folks within the financial industry. And I've done that informally over the years, and just recently decided to move that portion to a podcast called Decoding Corporate America, although I'm still doing my 9 to 5. So that's just me in a nutshell.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Decoding, and like I was telling y'all, one of I think it was the third episode that was talking about performance reviews. And if you haven't checked out Shashala, make sure that you check her out. She has really good tips. And you host this with.
Yeah, so I hosted with my homegirl, Erica.
I don't know why I was going to say Samantha. That was not her name. I was like, I know it's another one, but it's not Samantha. So Erica is your co-host, and they give really good advice, really good tips about having that conversation, especially when the performance review that you felt and the performance review that is on paper don't necessarily align, and how to have that conversation.
And it's a sore topic for some people. I mean, prior to the whole, COVID happening, you're talking about slam doors. Right?
Yes.
You go into your performance review and you're thinking, dang, you know what? I had a dope year. I worked crazy overtime. I was working really hard. And then, your manager's like, yeah, not really. You were okay. And you probably need some improvement. So
yeah,
like how to have a productive dialogue and not have some slam doors or hurt feelings, but how to move forward, right? And moving forward, that can mean maybe moving elsewhere.
Yeah, we did talk about a little bit about the lateral moves and puddle jumping for pennies and kind of what that looks like. What are some things to consider when you want to consider moving laterally to another company or realigning in a different department, or if you should go for a promotion?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on what you're looking for. Sometimes people, they want to jump because they know that they know their worth, right?
Mhm.
So jumping for those little pennies, maybe your value is a good 20K increase because during your time as an analyst, you've actually been doing some supervisory work, right? Maybe someone left and all of a sudden now you're managing this project, right? So you go from, say, like a project analyst to really your project manager or even program manager. So whatever you're looking for, whatever that next opportunity is, you just have to know your worth and make sure that you're properly compensated, and you should be negotiating, right? So making sure
Yeah.
that if you're looking for a promotion, right? Some people, they're in a really bad spot at their company for whatever reason, maybe should look for that lateral role, right? Depending on whatever that situation is as to why you're moving. Or maybe you've decided, you know what, I don't want to do whatever I'm doing anymore. I want to venture off into, I don't know, marketing, right? Maybe there's there. Although I do recommend maybe do some shadow opportunities in your current job to understand, what does it mean to be a marketing person before you start looking for jobs within marketing and you have no experience.
Okay. When you talk about negotiating, right? And I think that negotiating is a good tool where and I'll say this, it's good to do your research because your skill set will be valued differently based on the area that you're in. So if you are in the hair industry, there's a lot of people that go to Atlanta, a lot of people in New York, a lot of people in the metropolis areas, and a person like you will come a dime a dozen, so your value may be diminished. But if you go to an area that doesn't have as much access, they may not pay as much, but your clientele could be a lot bigger than if you were to go to one of the bigger areas, right? So when it comes to negotiating your salary or your PTO or any of the other perks, and y'all make sure y'all know the perks of the company, any of the perks that are offered by the company, what is a good starting place for that?
Especially just understanding the perks. Well, probably knowing who's at the company, checking the LinkedIn. You might actually know someone that currently works at that company that could potentially give you insight into what the salary bands are.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always check on Glassdoor, but Glassdoor gives you but so much information.
Right.
But it's also a good starting point as far as negotiations as well, right? Knowing what the industry that you're in, because Glassdoor, you can go on there, do a little research as far as like what that role is, what the area is, what they're paying. So at least you're equipped with some information for whenever you start that negotiation process with the HR person to say, well, you know what? I understand that, based on my research that they're paying within this band. Or sometimes they come back to you and tell you, we do have a budget. Or you can ask them, like, what is the budget for this role that you're applying to? Sometimes they're forthcoming with it, sometimes they're not, but always be equipped with that information in your back pocket.
So would you advise people to wait for the offer to come through, or would you give a salary range up front?
You know what? So I'd say earlier in my career, I used to, be a little bit shy because I was not as experienced. But as I kind of like moved up the ladder, I asked them up front. Like if a recruiter reaches out to me on LinkedIn, I'm like, I am expensive. This is my cost. And I say that with my chest kind of perked out, right? Like, I'm expensive. I want to know what the range is. So at least I'm not wasting their time and I'm not wasting my time and I'm not wasting their time either. So
right.
It's okay to ask that up front. I know sometimes people feel a little bit shy, sometimes asking that question, depending on, what the situation is. But I do think that recruiters need to start becoming more forthcoming with that information.
Right.
Candidates, what's your range? Because if someone is more along the lines of 70K and the role is offering 30K, and you got the nerve to have them interview 3 or 4 times and they don't even know that the role is the 30K
right.
role, like you just wasted someone's 5 hours. So
And
back on them, but as a recruiter, like they should be very upfront and transparent. But also you independently, it's okay to ask the recruiter.
And it's interesting that you say that, because right before I moved here, there was a recruiter who reached out to me from TFCU, and they wanted me. They were like, "Oh, you have fraud experience, you have AML experience. We would love to have you on our team." And I said, "Okay, in what role?" Well, as a teller. I'm sorry, what?
You're like, that's taking me back a couple.
Hold on. Wait, what?
Like you see my experience, but then you're gonna reach out knowing,
I said, okay, so let me indulge you for a second. How much is this role paying?
Right.
Oh, we reach out and no. They said, well, we have a range. And I was like, okay, well, let me tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
If it's starting anywhere below 55K, I can't do it.
Right.
And she was like, well, there's upward mobility and there's opportunity. Well, no.
Right.
Base pay before we add in perks, bonuses, anything. If it's less than 55,000, no. And that was like 4 years ago. So, right. I mean,
your value has gone up significantly within those 4 years. So it's like,
absolutely. So even now, I'm like, no, you can't even approach me. Don't.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. Rachel has a question. She says, what about kissing up to the boss to get that promotion?
Don't be doing that. I will tell you up front, do not do that. You don't need to do that. I mean, some people do and it's effective, right? Depending on the organization and culture and all that good stuff. Some people, they get tapped on the shoulder. They're like, oh my God, you look so amazing. You get a promotion, right? But for a lot of us, that's not the case. So it's kind of like with the promotion process is trying to understand the organization that you're in. Sometimes that promotion is dependent on your line manager, right? The line manager says, hey, Lee, you've been excellent this year. I'm going to promote you. A lot of other companies, that's not the case. Sometimes there's an actual committee that's responsible for the promotion process, where all the people on the committee are basically looking at, okay, who's getting put up this year from the entire organization for promotion to that level. Then they're also looking at who are the candidates, right? And then people are, pretty much saying like, it should be this person, it should be that person. Look at the project that this person did, this, that, and the third. So sometimes with that promotion, it would be good to make sure you have sponsors that are in the room, know who the players are, because sometimes the work that you do, it goes across all the different business areas. And those are people at the table.
Good question. Rachel also wants to know, where do you work?
All right. So currently I'm at the Federal Home Loan Bank of San Francisco out in Cali.
Yeah, y'all. Rachel, she's actually down the way from you, actually. This is Rachel, this is the podcaster that I was going to meet up with, but her work schedule was so hectic when I was out there.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, so y'all actually not too far. Rachel wants to know, can you do her interview?
Let's see. I take Bitcoin, but I take like 0.0002. I'll take a portion of a Bitcoin. It's not out there too much. Nah, but if you need any help, Rachel, with like mock interviews, just hit me up. Let me know. We'll try to make something happen. You have an interview coming up?
That's a good question. I don't even know. I don't even know if she has an interview. But yeah, that's really good insight, because if you're armed with the knowledge beforehand, then you don't have to worry about like backpedaling or coming in. Because what I messed up so bad when I did this interview, and she asked me what my range was, and my bid was 10,000 lower than what it was supposed to be. And so I'm like, so I have to wait to see if I go to the next round to make sure that, hey, so That actually was supposed to be higher. That was not.
You know what? It's okay to
That's not the right number.
no, yeah, that's okay. Just say, you know what? I made a mistake. I didn't even realize that I should have added a 0 to that.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, no, this is 10K lower. I messed up completely. That is not what I wanted. Yeah. Rachel says, Rachel in her, I'm gonna try to do her voice. Listen, I'm in Pittsburgh.
Oh man.
I feel like there was a lean in, a little shoulder shake. I feel like that happened.
Hey.
Kayla wants Rachel to get her life together always. Let's see. Yes. Honey T says, yes, Rachel, network. Rachel says, I'm working on trying to apply for state jobs, etc. Rachel's previous military.
Right.
And for whatever reason, what did I say that for? I don't know what I was going with that. But Rachel's previous military, and now she's transitioning into civilian life, and so that's where she is right now.
I'm interested, right? I'm definitely interested. Even for me, just being at the bank, kind of like expanding our veteran reach, things that we're trying to understand, and really just what I'm trying to understand is someone like the military experience. What are the transferable skills that are outlined for some of those officer roles where we can say, all right, for this officer role at this level, this person can actually be a manager, right? So it's not one of those things where people are transitioning from the military. Like I did a Veterans on Wall Street event, Rachel. So maybe that's the organization. I don't know. You might be a part of that organization. So I did a Veterans on Wall Street event. This had to be like back in November. And one of the things like I was talking about was, just seeing some of the folks that are transitioning from veteran life to civilian life and just, taking a look at their resumes and all that good stuff. One of the questions that I had, or one of our recruiters had, someone was like, hey, how do I get a job at your bank? Like, I don't have any banking experience. So she's like, oh, we could potentially do like an internship so that you can get experience within the bank. And I was like, no, you don't. Right? Because you're talking about like 20 years of military experience where you have leadership experience. Why couldn't that be transferable at the bank? I'm not about like being a trader. I'm not asking you to be an investment banking trader. I'm not asking that, but something along the lines of like a project management role. I've done that before in my previous roles where I've hired people that came straight out of the military for a supervisory role with 0 experience, but they knew how to manage a project. They knew about Salesforce. So why couldn't I hire them on my team? So I just, would love to get some insight from you, Rachel, as far as like when it comes to like leadership experience and how's that transferable as far as like certain officer positions? So yes, please. You have a LinkedIn, Rachel? LinkedIn. My last name is Lemond, Lemond.
Get those connections. Yes, Jocelyn. She's working on them. Hey, Denise. Oh, thank you, Denise. Appreciate you. Kayla says, but how do you get connections? Everyone has closed circles. I'll say everybody's circle is not closed. It just may be. But it's okay. Hold on. Let me back it up. Having connections is based on relationship.
Yep.
If you don't have a relationship with that person, the circle may seem close to you because you don't have a connection or a relationship with that person. If you develop a relationship, even if it's like one of those fair weather kind of surface level work relationships,
right,
where it's just like, hey, they see you going to work, they see you working with other people, they see how you get along with other people, you speak to them every now and then, y'all have kind of surface level conversations. That's when you can start building that relationship to break into different circles. But the reason why circles may seem closed is just because you don't have that relationship. Shashala?
Yes, and you know what? And it's also as well, Kay, just about like maintaining that relationship. So not to just keep plugging my podcast, but this week, the episode that dropped, it talks about networking. And sometimes what I do, I go to these networking events or I get invited and I get tired, right? Because you get tapped on the shoulder of people, they come around with their business cards and that's all they do, right? Hand out business cards all day. It's tiring because I don't even know who you are or what you do, right? But sometimes what might be impactful is those 1 to 2 kind of conversations where you actually really and truly want to get to know someone, like, hey, my name is so-and-so. Okay, what do you do there? And sometimes people, depending on your title, they'll either talk to you or they'll dismiss you. So a lot of times I try not to even say my title or anything, because I'm really trying to see who I can genuinely connect with at these events, right? But you have the folks that are out there that are shallow. Once you do get a card or you do get an email address, I always say follow up with that individual. Get coffee with that individual, but try to see if that's something you can maintain over time, because it's about relationship maintenance.
Right.
There come a time where, you never know, maybe that person is hiring within their company, or they can connect you with someone who's an entrepreneur doing something, or you have an event going on. They can connect you, but maintain those relationships so it's not such a contrived type of connection,
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
feedback. Absolutely good feedback. I agree.
Hold on. How do you connect if everyone has closed circles? No, but you can still connect, right?
Yeah.
Even if you think it's closed, like I have, so basically I am the co-founder of this Black Employee Resource Group that's outside of folks' companies. And that's kind of like a closed circle, but it's also kind of not, because if we hear about something where someone needs a job or someone is looking for a job, it's kind of like our own little whisper network where it's kind of like, hey, so-and-so's looking, are y'all hiring? And it's like, yeah, we are. Go look on the portal and see, what jobs we actually have out there. And I can give you insight into that department and who to work for and who not to work for, or don't even apply, don't come and work here. And usually that last part is like where you're like, all right, thanks. I will not be applying. So it's out there. It's just about like those relationships, maintaining some of those relationships. Okay. Hopefully we answer that. Maybe?
I think that was answered very well by you. Yes.
Okay.
And I think this question is not for me, but for you. So serious question, since the birthday girl won't answer me, can I get the plug for a no interest loan?
No interest loan. So I work at the Federal Home Loan Bank, right? So though it says Federal Home Loans, we don't actually give out loans. Like, we are pretty much a bank's bank. So when you get a loan from JP Morgan and those guys, they got a bank. We're the bank's bank. So we're like wholesale.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I can't necessarily.
She just wants to cut out the middleman, and she's previous military too. So, she's currently military. Yes, Janae's currently a recruiter for the Air Force. So yeah.
Yeah. So don't have that info, but I can always find out. I don't know about. Yeah.
She wants no interest on it at all. Just give her the money outright, and she'll pay it back eventually.
I know a loan shark in Jersey, But, yeah, but I don't know about the no interest. But I could, I have connects who are realtors, mortgage brokers. So if you're interested, let me know.
Rachel says we can definitely have a conversation.
For sure, Rachel. Yes. Are you on LinkedIn? Hit me up. My last name is spelled like lemon in a D.
No, she's probably gonna hit you on IG. Just to let you know.
Yeah. Hit me on IG.
Yeah. Rachel says, yes, Ashala, bring her back on in all caps. I'm glad you all feel the love and getting all this information. Jocelyn's looking to try to understand, how does she get into that circle, the Whisper Network?
Yeah, so it was actually started by me and my friend, because we were part of the employee resource groups at our jobs. And basically what we used to do is, if folks are familiar with these employee resource groups, so I led the Black Employee Resource Group over at Barclays, and I led the Women on Wall Street one over at Deutsche Bank. So what happens is, when HR and the diversity and inclusion group get together, they give these employee resource groups a certain kind of budget. What we noticed over the years is like that budget used to slim down. So in order for us to actually have good events, I had to go outside of the bank and network with other people who had ERGs to say, all right, let's kind of do these events together. We started doing events together, and then more other Black people started coming on like, yo, I'm part of this ERG at my job. I want to do an event with y'all. And then that's how we kind of built up those relationships. But it wasn't overnight. It was something that happened over the years. So now we kind of went from where it was like 2 people in 2 different firms to over like 33 different firms, like the top Wall Street firms that are represented within this group. And it's around like 70 different leaders. And we just, what we do, we just help each other.
Okay. Did that answer y'all's question? I hope that answered y'all's question. Build those relationships, and when you have employee resource groups,
Mm-hmm.
when you have employee resource groups, it's good to make connections with those who run it, because if you make not just connections but have relationships with those people, then they can keep you in the forefront. So when they hear trigger words like AML, or they hear words like analyst or loan officer, they know a person who is looking for that job, or a company who can use those skills, who use that skill set and be able to plug you in. So and not just staying in their face, but staying within their peripheral, so that, if y'all go get coffee once a month, or if y'all just have a chat, every so often, just so that you stay in their peripheral and stay in their, using Janae's word, Rolodex.
Yep.
It will absolutely help them when they're looking and saying, well, okay, we need a person in this role, or a company, and they'll know who to use and what direction to point you in.
Right. Yep. And I mean, a good example, right? Use the AML example. So at my last job where I sat at, I was in the control space, but for whatever reason, they stuck us next to the AML folks. Right. So I was in the corner minding my business, the AML folks. I used to walk by, we'd always chit chat, talk, or whatever the case is. I had a homegirl who I hadn't worked with in like 10 years reach out to me and was like, yo, I'm trying to, now I'm in AML. I went from derivative settlements. I'm in AML now. I'm looking for something else. So I'm like, okay, so they're hiring in that AML department, but their attrition is high.
Yeah.
Real high. But if you're really interested, right, you'll get compensated. But I think
for those who don't work in corporate, you want to define attrition?
Yeah. So it's basically folks that it's like an open door policy, meaning people come in and out all the time.
Yeah, that turnover is crazy. Not everybody makes it to the next year.
Yeah, so it was one of those things, like I told, it was like, just to let you know, if you're interested, I can go speak to manager. So because, we've worked together before, probably like 10 years ago, I was able to say, hey, speak to this person and actually get her resume out of the black hole to speak to an actual manager. Right. And, kind of like endorse it. For whatever reason, it didn't work out. Right. But at least we were able to say, get her out of the black hole into an actual interview, because a lot of times your resume just goes into the black hole.
True.
So yeah.
Okay, this question, I'm praying for Jocelyn. Jocelyn wants to know, can I get a job?
I don't have any openings, but we have openings at the bank. You can take a look and see what you like. See, maybe there's something there. I know we probably have around like 5 or 6 openings, but look, you maybe qualify for any of those. Take a look. If there's something that you like, hit me up, let me know. Yeah, you got it correct, right? All can say is no. They can say no.
Right.
Just ask. I ask all the time. People tell me no. I'm like, I won $1 million. Like, I went through the review process with my boss, and I'm like, what is this compensation? I won $1 million. He was like, that's great. All right, well, this is what you get. But you better off asking.
Yeah, right. So Jocelyn and Kayla want to know, are there any work from home openings or remote openings?
We're working through that. Like right now, we're work from home, right? And my thing is like this. If we're work from home for the past year, come on, just let it happen, right? But they're like, no, we're opening back up in July. But you never know. You never know. So I say apply. And at least let me, so I can get you out the black hole.
Oh, sorry, Rachel. What's the info? Oh, do you have a job site? If you have one, just put it in the private chat, and then I'll just put it in the group in the Facebook chat.
Get it exactly, so I'm not telling y'all to go off looking. But hold on.
But yeah, if y'all have any more questions, roll them in for Shashala. This has been really good information. Her podcast is called Decoding Corporate America, and you can find her on Instagram at Decoding Corporate. For those who are looking for Shashala herself on IG, you can find her. How do you say your last name? Lamond?
Yeah, Lamond. Yep.
Okay. So you can find her on IG at, it's her first and last name, Shashala Lamond. So make sure you follow her, and you can direct message. I keep wanting to say I am, but that's not even a thing. I don't even know why I keep saying that. But let me copy. Did I spell your name right, or did I spell it wrong?
Let's see what you got. Yeah, I think you got it right.
It's funny when you have to look at your name for a long time, because I thought that I was doing something wrong. I was like, okay, SASHALHA. Hold on.
It's been a long day.
How many L's? Okay. Okay, so I just dropped the link in Facebook for those who are interested in the place where Shashala works for federal home loan. Make sure. No, it didn't. Oh, it did do it. Okay, it did do it. Cool. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That was very, very helpful. Very, very much appreciated. Do you have anything that you would like to plug yourself?
No, just go to Decoding Corporate America, y'all. Check it out. Let me know if you have any feedback for me. Like, I don't really like that episode. I want y'all to talk about that. Yeah, let me know. We may not change it.
Hey,
can I use you as a reference? Well, let's talk about it, Kay.
Listen, because that's character right there. That is character. Like, oh, I don't think I want you to.
I've had like a reference call for someone that worked for me like 15 years ago. I'm like, what? I'm like, who?
I don't know this person. Why are they still using my information?
Who is that?
You don't have my permission?
Seriously.
I'm working on being direct.
Right.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate that, Kay.
Well, make sure that you message her at Shashala Lamond. Make sure that you follow her podcast. Again, that is Decoding Corporate America. It's at Decoding Corporate on IG. Yeah. You're episode 4 now, right?
Yeah, we're actually episode 5 this week.
Oh, this week is episode 5. Okay.
Y'all check it out, because we talk about everything. That performance review, objective settings. We just dropped networking effectively this week.
Mm-hmm.
And what else we talked about? Mentorship versus sponsorship. That part, because sometimes people think your mentor could be a sponsor. It can happen. Not saying no.
I say no.
It could, right? Because sometimes it depends on who your mentor is as well. Yeah. If your mentor is in your same division, they can become a sponsor over time, right? But your mentor should just be a mentor to help you develop your professional skills, whatever you're looking to develop. But the sponsor, those are the ones that's going to move your career and get you paid more money, because they're at the table. They are at the table, y'all.
So make sure you go follow her. When do your episodes drop?
On Sundays.
Okay, on Sundays. Okay, so if you catch up on the last 5, if you haven't already, new episode will be dropping episode 6 on Sunday. So make sure y'all tune in for that. There are some great tips on her Instagram as well. If you have any questions personally, you can hit her up either on LinkedIn, her full name. I'll put that back up there. Or on Instagram, her full name as well. And ask the questions.
Yeah. And last thing, it's only 15 minutes. So we just get straight to the point. Like, here you go. Hope it helps.
Yeah, the podcasts are not long. It's okay. You
Like,
you get out, get on with your life.
yeah,
That's really like DeVry. It's very, very quick. Very, very quick. Yes.
buddy.
I know that we are over the hour, but if anybody has any more questions for Shashala, please feel free to ask them. Or if you would like to just come on, chat for a little bit, we'll probably stay on for about another 20 minutes. If you all are wanting to stay on, if not, if y'all say y'all ready to go, just put ready to go in the chat and then I can go ahead and end it. But if not, I know Rachel couldn't get on a little bit before. If you want to come on, you can. And then I think that is everything. Kayla says that she's following.
Yay! All right, Kay. I'll make sure to follow back.
And I put the link in the chat. So if you need the link again, just let me know. But if you guys are ready to go, just let me know you're ready to go. And then we can go ahead and close it out. I do want to thank you all for wishing me happy birthday. It makes me feel, I feel so warm. I feel so warm.
Gosh, I know the pandemic, you would be out and about.
Yes, like last year, and it's so funny. My sister sent me a picture of, and it was in my stories last year where we were in Atlanta. Right, it was whispers of coronavirus, and because this was this time last year, and
Right.
things didn't get locked down in the States until things didn't get locked down in the States till March.
Oh, March, yep.
Yeah, so I had just come back from being in Atlanta with two of my sisters, and we were able to go to Live at the Battery. We went. It was cold, but we went out. We got to do stuff. Went to the Coca-Cola factory. Ate at Atlanta Breakfast Club, and I mean, there was so many things. It was such a good time. And so this year, it's like being able to just be chill. I got my croissant, I got my sushi, I got my drink of choice. They actually had two, so I got two for one. Got my I got some time to relax and just be chill. And I appreciate everyone just coming in. Thank you, Jocelyn, coming into the live. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Honey T. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Drake. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Janai. Thank you, Lenora. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Kayla, did I say Kayla already? I don't think I said Kayla. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, really, TT. Thank you, Honey T. Same person. I already said thank you to Denise. Appreciate you. And anybody who did not type in the chat, apple juice. I mean, apple juice would be a good mixer, a decent mixer, as opposed to. But no apple juice. No apple juice at this time. Yes, Jocelyn, the food was so good. It was they had peach cobbler French toast.
Now
It was
that sounds delicious.
Listen, let me tell you something. The Lord smiled at every plate that just came out of that kitchen. It was like, I am well pleased. And I was just like, oh
my gosh.
Yes. In his name. The only bad thing was the donuts in the when we were in Atlanta. It was this random person. Random person. It was this random place that we went to and got donuts, but they weren't donuts, they were cake. It was like cake donuts. I don't like cake donuts. It's weird. I don't those are not donuts, it's cake.
They're thick.
Hey, I gotta hold on. I gotta say his name right. Hey, Tyrus.
Hey,
thank you, Tyrus, for being on. Appreciate you. Yes, it's my nephew. Oh yes. So I want to thank everyone. If I didn't say your name, go ahead and put it in the chat, and then I'll say your name. But I think I got everybody. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you so much to Shala for being on. This is really, really, really great advice. And I'm sure that you're going to be hit up pretty soon as far as asking all these questions. And I just thank you for wanting to be a resource, especially for our community, because a lot of people just want to like take the bag and run. So thank you for reaching back and wanting to help the next person. Thank you all again for all the love. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for always being supportive. We're going to be back next week at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and with next week's episode. So thank you all. We'll see you all next time. Thank you so much. This is Lenora. She's our aunt. We just like hold her close. Like she's been with all of us since we were little. So yeah. So it's So she may be turning 26 this year. I don't know. I'm gonna ask her. I think she should be 25 another year longer. But thank you so much to everybody for tuning in. Thank you all for showing love. I will actually universal godmother. That's a way better description. Yes.
Aww.
I said, didn't I say that since we were born? Oh, I said little. Yeah, because you got here the year before I was born, I think. Yes. Happy birthday. Have a good night. Thank you, Janae. Appreciate you. All right, everyone. Y'all be safe. Y'all be well. To those in Texas, sending out prayers and warmth. Hopefully, y'all get some running water pretty soon and get some heat if you don't have it. All right. Love y'all. Be safe. Bye.
Bye.